You ever wake up before your alarm?
Yes, and it's the best feeling.
Really?
I love it.
It's the best feeling. What makes you say best feeling?
So within a window, if I wake up within half an hour of my alarm, I feel like I beat my alarm.
But you don't ever get frustrated. Like you don't ever wake up a half hour before your alarm and go, why?
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's a race, I don't want to be a winner. I want to sleep.
I don't want to be a winner.
To the alarm.
To the alarm.
And then I want to snooze. I will set an alarm so that I can snooze for another 10, 15 minutes.
Like just the psychology of pressing snooze
yes,
makes you
because
feel better.
when it goes off once, I'm like, okay, I have 15 more minutes.
Yeah, that's great. It's great to go like, you did your job.
Yep.
Now I'm upset at my body or whatever.
Yep.
On a Monday, I'll be upset if I wake up before my alarm. But on a Tuesday, I'm like, let's go.
Well, on a Monday, I got to be honest, I don't set the alarm. Kind of got me in trouble yesterday with the missus a little bit because it's just like, I'm not setting an alarm on Monday morning. And to be honest, like I'm not going to bed till very late, just a lot of adrenaline in my body.
Yeah.
And then I usually like to, like Sunday night went to a friend's house and he has this beautiful, God, you would love their coffee setup. I'll show you a video here in a second.
Please.
It is my dream. It's my goals. It's my coffee heaven for a house. And so we finished dinner. It's 10:30, and I was like, I need my like if you ever have an espresso after dinner.
Espresso,
Yeah.
So I had an espresso, so I was even more awake. So I'm not setting an alarm,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
but there is no worse feeling than going like, I wanted to sleep until X time. I budgeted this. Why am I awake 45 minutes before? Sometimes, like if I'm like going to go play golf or going to go to the airport or going to an appointment, I'm fine with it.
Right.
But if I don't have to,
Yeah. That's a good distinction. If I don't have to,
what's going on here?
What's your Enneagram?
I'm an 8. So
He's
of
even
course.
wanting to challenge the alarm
Yeah,
clock.
he wants to challenge the alarm clock. Yeah, the helper over here is
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
can I help you, alarm clock?
Oh, my alarm's helping me go back to sleep. Thank you.
Yeah. What's your Enneagram? You're a peacemaker?
I'm a 9, yeah.
You're a 9. You're a
But
peacemaker.
Yes. But I have an 8 wing. So
Oh yeah, so you got a little challenge.
challenger.
Okay, yeah. I am a 3, so I want to achieve, but in this, I want to achieve the moment I
full
set.
sleep,
Yeah,
100%.
I want to achieve
You
full
wanna
rest.
achieve full-
Yeah, I want to sleep. I need sleep. All right, let's jump in. Let's go. Okay, everybody knows I love bars. I'm a big bar guy. Just bars are my life. But the number one bar, I'm just telling you right now, the number one bar in the world, the number one bar I consume and I crush, it's Mosh. They're unbelievable. These things, have you had the peanut butter one?
Yeah, it's really good. I'm just glad we mentioned it's a protein bar, not like a bar.
Okay, well, yes, it's a protein bar. And I gotta say, shout out to Maria and Patrick, who are just crushing the protein bar space.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
And this one is by far the best one out there, and it's not even close.
Yeah, personally, I don't even like count it in the protein bar space because the taste is so good.
It's crazy. It's
It feels like
crazy.
you're cheating.
Yeah,
It's so good.
it's out of here.
The chocolate chip one is so bomb.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, Maddie, you have a deal for our
Yeah.
leaners, and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to toss it to you.
Perfect. And I don't want to mess it up either, so I'm going to read it to you verbatim. This is straight from the Mosh team. If you want to find ways to give back to others and fuel your body and your brain, Mosh bars are the perfect choice for you. Head to moshlife.com/LLI to save 20% off plus free shipping on either the Best Sellers trial pack or the new plant-based trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on either of the Best Sellers or the plant-based trial pack. So that's Moshlife, MOSHLIFE.com/LLI.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another. Hit it for me real fast. And let me just remind you, hit him with the Nick Saban. I know he's not coaching this year, but
You all may be taking the week off, but I'm not.
but Leadership Leaning's not.
Right.
And by the way, I just want to congratulate you because this episode's coming out Thursday, and you'll sleep on Friday. Hopefully, you wake up after your alarm or at your alarm. But Saturday morning, set that alarm because college game day is
Let's
back.
go.
That's crazy.
I am thinking about the bacon. I'm thinking about the coffee. I'm so into college game day. This is not an exaggeration. Don't laugh at me. On Amazon Prime Day, I bought a new plasma for college game day. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I was like, our other TV had a little bit of issues. I'm like, I'm not messing around. College game day is about to start. College game day. Put in the chat who your favorite college football team is. I want to know who you're rooting for. Everybody knows that Leadership Lean In as a nation, we root for the Huskies. We're Washington Husky diehards. Go Dogs! Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow wow wow, yippee yo. And we that's right. And so we're some dogs up in this thing. We're some Huskies, and we're not talking about the Bulldogs from Georgia, like Madi. We're talking about real dogs, Husky dogs. The Bulldog, that little cute little bulldog. Oh, that little bulldog
with the underbite.
That little you cutie little booty. Wow, look at the little Georgia bulldog. Yeah. No, we're a Husky dog. Husky Nation.
I don't even have any words. I don't even have any words.
Shouldn't have any words. Say to that.
Yeah, what do you have to say to that? So, anyways, the fall is here. Football is here. I just got to say, go Seahawks, go Huskies. You know, I'm from Seattle. I'm not converted unless our team NBA team gets stolen to Oklahoma City. Then I have to be a Laker fan, which I'm happy for. But anyways, very excited. Hit the subscribe button. Our nation is, it's just fun to be a part of. We've got voting coming up, like voting. You know, it's like, come on, the elections for America, man. Come on. But thank you for letting us know. It means so much just to know that everywhere we go, people are. I'm a leaner, and just thank you for leaning in. More, I'm not thanking you for listening to the podcast as much as I'm thanking you for assuming and accepting the responsibility of leadership in your life. Today, I want to talk about the over your shoulder leader.
Yikes.
I want to talk about the control freak that is within you. And I want to remind you what you already know. You think you have control, but you have none. We just can't control people, can't control outcomes. And if you haven't noticed, it's kind of hard to control yourself. Self-control. But the desire for most leaders is to control their whole world. And I love Stephen Covey's new book, Trust and Inspire. And I want to just talk about that idea. This is a brilliant thought that he's brought to us. I'm listening to this audiobook right now, Trust and Inspire, about how to be a trusting and inspiring leader. Now, the problem is that most people listening to the podcast right now are like, well, that's what I am. I will.
Very trusting.
Well, I don't know if I need to listen to this pod or this episode because nailed it. I am already a very trusting and inspiring leader, which tells me that you are not.
Wow.
If you think that you're trusting and inspiring, that is a sign that you are not trusting and inspiring. But if you can assume the responsibility of saying, you know what, I want to be empowering.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to trust people. I don't want people to feel micromanaged or controlled, or I'm always looking over their shoulder. I want people to feel like they've got a long leash. They've got an ability to send people to a restaurant and spend hundreds of dollars rather than to save money. Whoops, that happened to Madi on Sunday. Kidding, that's a communication episode. It's coming up soon. But we want to
hospitable to my core.
Yeah, to my core. I'm generous to my core. But I want to inspire people.
Yeah.
I want to start with a few questions for you, leader. For you, here's the first question: what's it like for you? What do you feel like when you're micromanaged? What's that feeling? What's it feel like for you to feel that, man, I'm being micromanaged right now? If you're a leader, I can answer it for you. You hate that feeling.
Yeah.
How about this one? What's it like to be controlled? Like when someone's controlling you, not allowing you to think, not allowing you to create, not giving you space to speak into things. So what does that feel like? I think so much. It's so funny. Church is similar to me in this way. Church cannot be measured in its entirety. There are metrics that indicate to me, how good or bad an area is doing, but it's such a feeling.
That's right.
Church is is their life, is their hope, is their excitement, is their faith, is their buy-in, is their lean in. So I can't measure that. So much of leadership is a feeling.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like when your oversight? Oh, it's so funny. I was traveling this summer, and this very successful guy was telling me that once a year he has to go to a board meeting, and the reason why he hates going to this board meeting is he just finds out what these two leaders have already decided what they're going to do.
Wow.
He goes, so we don't get to speak into it. We don't get to give our ideas. There's no input.
Wow.
We just show up once a year to find out what these two guys have decided what we're going to do. And I could hear the disdain. I could hear the not criticism as much as like like a bitterness. Like I could tell he hates this. All great leaders they buck control. They cannot be controlled. They want to be partnered with.
Yeah.
They want to be led well, but there's a tension there that hinges on buy-in, lean in. It's kind of like a marriage, right? One side is submitting to the other side. It's not just one or the other. So what's that feel like? Here's another one. What's it like to be trusted and inspired? What's that feel like? What is it? I think you got to ask yourself these 3 questions, because I think in asking yourself what it feels like, you can then lead into others. This is an old one. This is the golden rule. They say, treat others the way you want to be treated. Let's use the word leadership instead. Lead others the way you want to be led.
That's right.
And I think this is huge when it comes to our leadership.
Yep.
No, I like how those questions are framed in a way that makes you reflect, because at the core of a great leader is someone who is self-reflective.
Yes.
Someone who is empathetic. Someone
Very.
who understands others.
Right.
So looking at those 3 questions, we can look at ourselves and say, how does it make me feel?
Yeah.
In turn, if I'm doing this to the people that's working with me, how am I making them feel?
That's right.
And therefore, how is that playing out
Yeah.
in what we're working on, what we're doing? Maybe that's where the frustration's coming, or where there's a lid on whatever it is, and it's like, actually you may be the lid.
Yeah.
So are you reflective enough to notice that your leadership is the lid on taking off?
Because I think the lie in leadership is, if they were better, I'd be better.
Right.
If they were good, I'd be good.
Right.
So what a cheap shot.
Exactly.
What a short-sighted answer. What a small leader.
Yep.
You're the problem, not me.
I was going to say, if your answer to these questions are, I've never micromanaged because I don't have anyone over me. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you never feel that.
Yeah, if you've never had that, maybe your organization isn't set up the way it should be.
That's right.
You got to have those checks and balances, and I also think that leaders, they might not be a traditional creative, but every great leader is a creative at heart.
That's right.
That's true.
And the greatest way to stifle creativity is to try to control it.
That's right.
Yep.
Say, oh, you're creative, but we're going to ignore all those creative ideas that you have. You just produce this thing.
That's right.
Is void of your personal creativity. Nothing drains motivation faster.
That's right.
Than trying to do that.
And so the question really is right there in the inspiration part. How do I inspire?
Yeah.
So what makes people inspired? It's the whole idea. How do I make this idea that I'm presenting your idea? So you think I spoon-fed it, I sold it to you, but now you've internalized it so much, you think it's your idea. That's success. Rather than going, I'm just carrying out what there's, you could see the eyes roll, you could see the shoulders slump when it's like, this is just what I'm being asked to do. I don't want to do it, don't like do it. Just saluting and how do we as leaders get people to buy in, to lean in? And I don't think that this happens until people really feel trusted. I feel empowered. I feel like my leader that's over me has empowered me and believes in me and thinks the best of my judgment calls. I always think it's the highest compliment, the highest honor when people say, I made this decision. Yeah. I made this choice. I made this judgment call. I thought that you'd like this. I know you. And so I think when people feel trusted, they go out, and I'd rather them fail forward than always, what do you want to do? What's this? What's that? All of this is tension, by the way.
Right.
All of this is not, it's not one or the other, because I think in the extreme of not being a control freak is abdication.
Right.
Where it's just like, I tell you what to do, just go do it. I don't want to think. I don't want to be engaged. I don't want to be followed up. I don't want to see a photo of it, a video of it. I don't want to, it's like, this is a small example, but I'll use something practically. We're so big on hospitality. You referenced that you're, hospitable to the core. I've for a while traveled and been to a lot of different places, and nothing is worse to me than showing up to a place that doesn't have hotel room keys. I'm getting into some crazy details right now, sorry, but the room is such an expression of what the people value.
So true.
And so when we have a guest, we go to the room, we make sure it's clean and good. We set up the basket and the waters and the gift and all this stuff. And we make sure, and our team sends a video back showing us that look at how good this is. That's an involvement that I'm like, I don't want to just say that, but we participate together on presentation, on value. And so I think you got to find ways to participate, not abdicate.
It's really good.
Where you don't just go like, oh, I want to trust and inspire, which means I'm not communicating and I'm not involved. Involvement, you can still be involved without being controlling.
Yeah, but I think that's leadership at its core, is bringing people up to where you are as much as you can. That's more perspective, ideation,
that's
ideals.
Right. Perspective.
It's not hands. It's not, let me do it for you.
Yep.
It's I don't know how many conversations we've had to, hey, just a quick thought here.
Yeah, just an idea.
Change. Hey, let me tell you how I see things.
Yep, that's right.
All of a sudden, I remember back in high school, you were going to go to a concert with a bunch of us, and you said, hey, actually, I think I'm actually not going to go to this concert. I don't like who I am in those places.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, all right, you're lost. Going to the concert. And then
say who it was. Say who it was. I'm kidding. Don't say
it. and then after going, I never went to another one.
Wow.
And it inspired me to live a different way. But you never said, hey, Nate, don't go to that thing.
That's right.
Hey, if you go there, I can't believe,
That's right.
But your example, I was like, oh, wait a second. I got to rethink this.
Yeah.
Your hand wasn't on it. It's just your perspective.
That's right. That's right. I think, as you're saying that, it reminds me. I was talking to my Maverick boy. He's a voice here at Leadership Leader, and I was asking him yesterday because he keeps wanting to listen to this music, these songs that he heard on YouTube Kids, and so I was like, yeah, those are cool. Those are cool songs. I'm like, what's your favorite Jesus song? And he's like, oh man, like I only like a few ones a lot, but I like regular music too. So we're talking about worship. And we're talking about, because he comes to worship every Sunday. And I was thinking in my head, my parents never told me to worship. They never said when you're in church, you have to be, X, Y, or Z. Mm-hmm. They modeled worship.
Yeah.
And that is a part of leadership that's big, is that I have to model things. And like you using that great illustration of I didn't tell you. So sometimes you have to do that. I think other times in the participation, there is a part of communication
100%.
that does play in. So I think if you'll just start with the idea, I want to be someone that trusts others. I want to be someone that inspires others, rather than I got to control my world. I find that's like living with a closed fist,
100%.
rather than with an open hand. This is mine. These people are mine. This world is mine. This podcast is mine. This platform is mine. Rather than like, man, I'm so excited about what's here. And do you see the shift?
Yep. 100%.
It's night and day.
Yep.
And I just think so that was my question to you about what it feels like. And then so just one last question. Are you a control freak? And let's just answer that together today, and just to have a moment of vulnerability and growth. Are you a controlling leader? And if the answer is yes, that's fine. That's totally fine. Find ways to limit yourself or cut yourself off. Write down ways that are going to help you not be so controlling, because I promise you, there's nobody in your world or your team that goes, man, I'm just so glad they're controlling. So thankful. We're here because so-and-so is just so controlling. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Besides you. The leader that thinks, man, this thing's so good because I control it all. That's the lie.
Right.
This thing's so good because you're trusting and you're inspiring and you're empowering. Pastor Brian used to always say, empowerment starts with me. It does not start with others. It does not start with them. It does not start with their quality, their greatness. It's giving them a go. It's letting people fail. I think in leadership, you have to have margin for people's failure. You have to have room for people to fall. How will they learn? just a reminder, the only way you improved is by failure.
Yeah.
The only way you got better is
right.
going like, and guess what? The only way I keep learning is through failure.
Yep.
And just keep on going like, man, I always say, shoulda, woulda, coulda. We got to make that into a button.
We should. Shoulda, woulda,
Because
coulda.
I'm tired of this Craig Rochelle stuff. Hit the Craig Rochelle. Craig Rochelle's,
Well, the habits you have today will shape who you become tomorrow.
you think he's ever made a mistake? That man has not made him one mistake. He has not made one mistake. And he's trusting, he's inspiring, and you think he's ever gone coulda, woulda, shoulda? No
Not
way.
once.
Not once. Not one time. Hit him with the John Maxwell. Hit him with the JM.
That everything rises and falls on leadership.
Now, John, I will say, gives me the impression he made a mistake or two. Because
that's an experienced voice.
Because he wrote the book Failing Forward. Hello. So he told us he failed.
Little context clue.
Little context, But I just like this. Ask yourself the question today, are you a controlling leader? And let's make moves. Let's make pivots. Let's set alarm clocks that will help us get out of such control and over the shoulder and I gotta be the boss. I have somebody I'm working with right now, and he's like, if I don't work this week, my whole world will crumble. My business will.
That's terrifying.
And I'm just convincing him. The world keeps spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The world keeps.
right.
You got great people around you.
Yep.
I got on the phone with one of his guys because we got to make some moves with this guy to help him get some freedom and help. And called his right hand man. Hey, this is what he's saying. Is it true? No, absolutely not. We got it.
Yeah.
We can take care of it.
They're excited to get it.
Yeah.
You have sharp, competent people around you. Trust them, inspire them, lead them. That's what leadership is: influencing, not controlling.
Yeah.
We love you. We're for you. And by golly gosh darn it, we will not control you. We'll see you next episode.